Live Center tracking all of this. Kirstin, one of the victims already revealed was a police officer who put his life on the line for others.
Yeah, we're talking about this man right now, Eric Talley. He was a father of 7. A local station spoke to us. He spoke to his father, saying that he wasn't surprised his son was the first person on that scene, the first officer on that scene. The Boulder chief actually calling his actions in relation to the shooting nothing short of heroic. Now, the shooting started at about 2:30, creating a massive scene until this. Look at this video. A man being taken out in handcuffs, half naked and bleeding from his right leg. The suspect in this was the only person that was hurt that didn't die in this shooting. Talley's father says he was actually working to become a drone operator because he thought it would be safer. And daughter.
Honoring the life of a young EMT tomorrow, Royland Vidal died on March 14th after suffering
at what's happening at the border. You can see here in this video, you see that child walking right there. It's difficult to see. It'll zoom in a second. That child's believed to be a boy as young as 6 years old, actually walking himself from Juarez into the United States. He's one of more than 11,000 kids making this trek by themselves to the U.S.-Mexico border. And in an effort to slow this surge of people, the Biden administration sending American officials to South America and putting ads on radio and social media telling people the border is closed. Now, Senator Ted Cruz will make a trip there this week, and he's actually accusing the administration of not properly publicizing the increased crisis there. Wrote a letter to the president saying there's a lack of ability for the press to observe, film, and report what's happening at the border.
And I'm Sabrina Katz.
And I'm Kirstin Delgado. The victims range in age from 20 to 65 years old, and that includes the officer that was killed in this, Sabrina. Police actually identifying the suspect in the last hour and a half. And Wink News reporter Omar Villafranca brings us the latest from Boulder. And there's another opportunity for those of you 50 and older right now to book your COVID-19 vaccine appointment. Tomorrow, Publix is reopening its vaccine registration system. That begins at 7 a.m. Now, yesterday, it took nearly 90 minutes for all slots to be booked up here in Southwest Florida. Remember, on Wednesdays through Publix, you'll only be able to book appointments for the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Good news, the CDC is easing its guidelines for those fully vaccinated.
Inside 2 migrant holding facilities near the southern border, Customs and Border Protection releasing this new video this morning.
Honoring the life of this young EMT tomorrow, Royland Vidal died on March 14th after suffering from a medical emergency.
Meanwhile, the Cape Coral community is mourning the loss of this veteran firefighter and foster mother. Lieutenant Michelle Clore died this weekend from an aggressive cancer. She was just the 2nd woman hired at the Cape Coral Fire Department back in 1993.
Right now, navigating downtown Fort Myers is a headache. And here's why. A lot of the roads are all one way. And in the next month, the city wants to hear from you about the design of the roads. Wink News reporter Danielle Garcia sat down with the mayor. Aside from traffic, he tells us what he thinks will help.
2 things, economic impact and safety. The city hopes that by making this road a 2-way, it'll be safer. Now, 40 years ago, back when there was really no development here, this road actually used to be a 2-lane, and at that time, the mayor was actually a patrol officer. He says when they switched the road from a 2-way into a 1-way, he spent a lot of time just making loops, cautioning drivers about the change, and he expects a lot of that to happen again this time around. And he said that there should be a citizens input meeting coming up in April and hopes to start.
It really is a great idea. The family plans to expand the tunnel until the pandemic ends.
And check this out. That's a garage door stuck in power lines. Whoa. This is all happening in Fresno, California. That is some cold and dangerous temperatures.
Yes.
But really, we're having quite the opposite here. Warmer than we're supposed to, really, for this time, and 90 by Friday?
Yeah, that ice would melt a lot faster.
Well, I always say that I love Florida because it's not 4 seasons, it's just 2. It's hot and hotter.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're bordering on hotter already.
I'm ready for the heat.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.